back when I started the ketogenic diet, it wasn't very popular. In fact, I think the first time I came on here on this channel and started talking about the fact that I wasn't eating carbohydrates, that I was eating lots and lots of fat, I was actually very nervous, very scared to talk about it, because people would look at you like you had three heads. I came from the great Metroflex Gym Long Beach, where there's a lot of muscle heads, a lot of power lifters, where there's people eating out of Tupperware all day long. And if you didn't have some mixture of meat and rice in that Tupperware, people would be like, what are you doing? What's going on with you there? Are you trying something different? But today things are very different, right? The ketogenic diet is extremely popular. It's probably the most popular diet out there. And we're seeing products evolving in the supplement industry. We're seeing lots and lots of people out here on the internet, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, talking about the ketogenic diet and trying to get your attention and trying to show you the way toward ketosis. And what that brings out is a lot of what I think is substandard information. Information that is oversimplified. Information that, maybe they have an ulterior motive of, showing you, right? That there's an ulterior motive there. And it's probably to market supplements. It's probably to market products. It's probably to market different things. And so we're getting a lot of bad information out there, to say it very simply. So what I want to do is I want to go through these three things, and a few of them will debunk some of the myths you're hearing out there about ketosis, about ketosis supplements, about the ketogenic diet in general. So the number one thing that is going to halt your progress on the ketogenic diet, and this doesn't entail a supplement or anything like that, but it is something that is bringing about lots of bad information, and that is the keto flu. And the reason why it's the number one thing is because it's the one thing that will keep you from starting in the first place. It will keep you from going, right? Because a lot of people are so scared of going into the keto flu. They're so scared of going into that low energy state. They won't start. Or some people will get into that low energy state and they'll be like, oh my God, the ketogenic diet is the worst thing ever. I have a headache. I'm low energy. I don't feel like working out. I feel weak. My muscles are going flat. What is going on, right? And so I think we need to address this because it is a significant obstacle and it is a barrier to entry. So what I will tell you is this: if you don't want to deal with the keto flu, there are some things that you can do. All right. So the number one piece of advice I'm going to give you is this: rather than gradually lowering your carbohydrates, just go cold turkey. Go cold turkey and lower your carbohydrates below 10% of your total calories. Okay, immediately. All right. Now, why would I suggest doing that? That's because for those of you who are eating 300 grams of carbs or more a day, once you get down to about 150, you're going to start to experience that low energy sequence, right? You're going to start to experience that low energy sequence. So I would suggest just lowering your carbs below that 10% of total calories per day for about 10 days, right? And go through that low energy state. While you're going through that low energy state, you want to do a couple of different things. Number one, you want to make sure you're drinking lots and lots of water, right? At least half your body weight in fluid ounces, plus an additional 10 ounces. But water is only half the story here, right? And the reason why I'm telling you to drink water is because you're going to lose lots and lots of water when you lower your carbohydrate. And when you lose that water, you're also going to be losing minerals, right? And the reason here is because for every gram of glycogen you're holding in your muscles, you're also holding 3 grams of water, right? And you, as you push that out, that's also going to push out tons and tons of minerals. So what you need to really be doing here is, for every liter of water you're drinking, you need to add a pinch of Himalayan pink salt, okay? That will help you as far as maintaining the electrolyte balance that you need. That's probably the most important thing I can tell you as far as getting through the keto flu, because otherwise you're going to be dehydrated and it's going to feel like you have a hangover, okay? The next big thing is this. as you're going through the diet, there's going to be this temptation to just kind of sit around and not do anything. But what you need to do is you need to move around a little bit. I'm not talking about a really hard workout. You're probably not going to feel like doing a really hard workout, but after your meals, you should go for a 15 or 20 minute walk, right? Maybe even a jog, right? So why would I do that? And I'm not saying go sprint or anything like that and so that you're vomiting after your meals. But the reason why you want to do that is because it's going to help to lower your postprandial blood sugar, right? And that in turn will help to get you into a little bit of a state of ketosis, right? That'll help to keep things down, all right? The third thing there is going to be fasting, okay? Now, this is just pretty much for the adaptation phase, but you can continue fasting throughout your time with the ketogenic diet. I fast every day, but fasting can definitely help you to get into ketosis very quickly. And that is how human beings back in the day, before we had ketone salts and we had MCT oils, that's how we got into ketosis. That's how we got into a state of ketosis so that we could survive, because we lacked food and we had to move long distances. We had to walk around, so we needed a source of fuel. And via fasting, we got into ketosis. So am I suggesting not eating for 3 days? No, but I think, maybe in the first period of your adaptation phase, maybe you do one long fast, maybe one 24-hour fast. And then from then on, you go into it trying to eat in an 8-hour window. Okay, trying to eat in an 8-hour window. So doing a 16-hour fast and then eating everything within 8 hours every day, right? And do that for those 10 days. Keep the carbohydrates very low, and you will get into ketosis much quicker than if you're eating throughout the day, right? Because even the protein you eat is going to raise your blood sugar. Okay, so those are my tricks and tips on dealing with the keto flu. Let's talk about the next thing that tends to plateau a lot of the people I'm seeing these days. And this evolves because a lot of the content being centered around the ketogenic diet evolves around these exogenous ketones, these ketone salts. And a lot of them are being propagated by people in the multi-level marketing community. People who never had any nutrition training. They signed up for a program, they got a bunch of product, and they were told, go out and market this to your friends, to your family, to people you know. Maybe even get on your Facebook page and start talking about how these ketones can help you to burn fat even though you're going to eat a pizza and a cheeseburger. And I literally see that every single day up on Facebook. People talking about, hey, use these ketones and you can have a cheeseburger, you can have a pizza. You don't have to limit your carbohydrates. You don't have to do a ketogenic diet to get into ketosis. Now, don't get me wrong. I like exogenous ketones. I think they're probably the most advanced thing to ever happen to human performance and fitness since the invention of anabolic steroids. But they're not a fat loss supplement. And if you expect to burn fat by eating a bunch of food and then taking some exogenous ketones, then the wool is over your eyes. Now, why is this the case? Well, I'm seeing a lot of people just taking these ketones, and what happens is if you're taking ketones, even though they're not carbohydrate, they're still energy, right? So when you're taking them, you're raising the energy level in your bloodstream. Okay, you're raising the energy level in your bloodstream. And what that does is it gives your body an easily accessible form of energy. You can grab it really easy and use it. And that's why you feel really good when you take them. And that's why they're so great for performance enhancement. You want to have a great workout. You want to have a great run. You want to do something and feel like Superman, then take these ketones. But if you're trying to burn fat, what it's going to prevent you from doing is mobilizing your fat stores for energy. The goal of doing the ketogenic diet for most of you is not to get into ketosis. It's not to raise your blood ketone levels. It's to mobilize your own fat stores so that you can burn those for fuel, right? So my suggestion is this. If you want to use exogenous ketones, they can be a great way to get you through that initial keto flu. They can be, right? They can be a great way to help you to get through that first 10-day period. Start by using them, the normal serving size, and then slowly wean yourself off through that initial 10 days. Once that's done, don't use them until you get down to your goal weight, right? Don't use them until you get down to your goal weight. I would not do that because, again, they're going to keep you from burning your own fat stores for fuel. If you're an athlete, one thing you could do is a couple of times a week, if you have a really hard workout coming up, you can utilize these things as maybe a pre-workout or something to get you through, right? For athletes have a much different metabolism than somebody who's trying to burn fat, than somebody who's trying to lose weight. But I would not be using these for fat loss or MCT oil, right? MCT oil pretty much can do the same thing that these ketones can do, right? I would be using these intermittently for performance enhancement, potentially to help get you through very, very long fasts where you're not eating a lot of other food. But if you are using them, I would make sure that you are still on a very low carbohydrate diet. Okay. The third thing I see that screws people up on the ketogenic diet is a lack of nutrients. All right. And there's two things that really matter on any diet. Right? Being on the ketogenic diet doesn't mean you're automatically healthy. Getting rid of the carbs doesn't automatically mean you're healthy. You still need vitamins. You still need minerals. You still need to make sure that you're getting omega-3 fatty acids in your diet. So if you are doing the ketogenic diet and your diet all day long looks like pork rinds and cheese and salami, there's going to be some problems down the line, right? Because you still need vitamins, you still need minerals, you still need nutrients to help you to fight total body chronic inflammation. You need nutrients to help you to fight inflammation. You also need to make sure that you're taking care of your digestive tract, because if your digestive tract becomes inflamed, then the rest of your body will become inflamed and you'll start putting body fat back on. So if you're going to do the ketogenic diet, you still need to make sure that you're eating leafy green vegetables. If you're trying to get your nutrients from animal material, I would be eating organ meats, liver. If you don't like liver, if you don't like offal or internal organs, then you can get desiccated liver tablets, and you could use those. But make sure that you are getting some nutrients. Also, make sure that you are getting a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, whether that's from wild-caught fish, whether that's from grass-fed sources of meats, whether that's from free-range eggs, whether that's from a supplement. You could use an algal DHA supplement or an algal DHA EPA supplement. You could also use a triglyceride form fish oil, like Nordic Naturals is a really good one. But make sure you're getting those omega-3s, because if you're eating a diet that's full of corn-fed, high omega-6 meat, or pork rinds that have been fried in omega-6 oil, then that is going to rise your levels of total body chronic inflammation. And at some point, you'll find yourself in the Hurt Locker with inflammation and bad health. So that's all I got for today, guys. If you guys are interested in learning more about the ketogenic diet for free, right, you can take my starter course at www.startketoright.com. It's completely free. I take you through a lot of this information. We also got an advanced course, not an advanced course, but a full course that teaches people how to lose weight on the ketogenic diet. We introduce that to you after you go through the starter course. But for now, just educate yourselves on this. It's a valuable tool, something that can change your life. It changed mine. But if you're not using it correctly and you're falling prey to that information, you can end up in the Hurt Locker. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.